Just a couple weeks ago, I had the Lexus LX600 F Sport here on the channel for review. I still like the truck, even though the powertrain is the biggest sore spot for me. It's nowhere near as smooth as the outgoing 5.7 liter V8. And when you get off throttle, sometimes it bogs down. It's a little clunky. It does not idle nearly as smooth as the old V8 either. It does have good power, and the 10-speed auto is pretty decent overall. But what made matters worse is that the week before, I drove the hybrid iForce Max Tundra TRD Pro, and that pickup truck had so much smoothness and quietness to it that was a worthy successor in terms of luxury to the old V8. It was smooth. It never, like, when the engine turned on, it never like shook the truck. It was super smooth, quiet, refined, and is so much different in terms of luxury compared to the non-hybridized twin turbo V6. And it left a really bad taste in my mouth after driving the LX600, knowing that Toyota has a better powertrain in the lineup, better suited for luxury vehicles, which is the hybrid iForce Max. Now we have news coming out that Lexus is finally getting their act in order, bringing that hybrid powertrain over to the LX as the 700H. So let's get into it. We're over at the trademark office in our neighbors to the north in Canada. They have coined the LX700H. Of course, this is done by Toyota themselves. And if you guys go back in time when I was still selling Lexus vehicles, this was well-known knowledge that Lexus will have every single model in its lineup at least have one option for electrification, meaning hybrid, by 2025. That should also include the upcoming Lexus GX. And I believe the Lexus TX has the 500H trademarked as well as a 550H plus. So we're going to head on over to the spreadsheet. Go figure. This is for the F platform for Toyota and Lexus truck-based next generation vehicles that are largely current generation vehicles that started with the new Tundra and the new Land Cruiser. Anyways, in this column is the current Tundra and Sequoia iForce Max, but we're actually going to make another column here to give it the LX 700H and what could very well be the GX 700H, this own column, because it will be slightly different from what we have here. What will change is the engine output. So we're going from 389 horsepower to 409 horsepower. That's largely just due to tuning as well as premium fuel. So we're going to take 409 plus the 48 horsepower electric motor that sits between the twin turbo V6 and the 10-speed automatic, and that gets us to 457 horsepower. So a 20 horsepower bump over what we have on the iForce Max, for example. And even though we get a 20 horsepower boost, we don't see a boost in torque at all with this different tuning. Could there be a possibility that this LX700H has more horsepower than the twin turbo V6 hybrid seen in the Tundra and Sequoia? There is. And the only way they would be able to do that is to be able to put a larger electric motor in here. I don't see that happening. This is Toyota and Lexus we're talking about. They share powertrains 99% of the time, it seems like. So what we have is over 450 horsepower, and somehow that translates to 700H. And I was talking to my good friend David Chow. He's already posted a video on the LX700H and hypothesizing about it. And we just both agree that the naming is out of control at this point. This truck has 450 horsepower or up to 460 horsepower with my estimations, and it gets the 700H nomenclature. Back in the day, Lexus would match the name of their car with the displacement of the engine. RX 350 had a 3.5 liter V6. LS 400 had a 4 liter V8. LX 570 it had a 5.7 liter V8. And I could go on, but since they introduced electrification as well as turbocharged engines, the whole naming nomenclature has made zero sense. And this, I guess, continues with the illogical nature of it. What would I prefer to be called? LX 650H or 600H? Like a whole 100 more than LX 600 for an additional 40 to 50 horsepower just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's just the nature of the beast. Now, since we're talking about a hybrid, what kind of fuel economy should we expect? Well, it's not 27 miles per gallon, I'll tell you that. It's probably closer to like 22, maybe 23 miles per gallon, somewhere around there. So it's not really an efficiency boost. What this does is makes the LX luxury grade when it comes to what you're feeling in terms of engine vibrations, as well as smoothness of the powertrain. And you get a little bit more responsiveness as well. And just the incognito nature, you never really know when this twin turbo V6 is on or off with the hybrid. And that's completely contrary to the non-hybrid, where it's constantly reminding you that it's not a V8. So thank God they're finally doing this. I wish this was standard on the LX. This should have been the standard engine. It's just unfortunate that the Tundra and the Sequoia got it before the Lexus lineup. But what are you going to do? They make those powertrains here in North America for the Sequoia and the Tundra, and for the LX and the GX, those are over in Japan. It still hurts a little bit as a Lexus enthusiast to see them get the shaft over and over. With powertrains coming first to the Toyota lineup. Look at the the RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid powertrain going there first, eventually coming to the NX plug-in hybrid, and we still don't have it on the RX plug-in hybrid here in the States. So if you guys can't tell, I'm a little bit salty. Hopefully you understand why. It's just I wish Lexus got the priority when it comes to new technology, new powertrains, etc. And I think that will change as we go forward into electrification, and they are getting the priority with the new battery electric vehicle platform, but that's still 3 years away in 2026. So in the meantime, I still think the Toyota models are going to get priority, and it's evidence here in the Prius Prime as well. 220 horsepower and 50 miles of EV range is what we're expecting and seeing from the model that's already available in Japan. And I will be driving the Prius Prime soon. It's just unfortunate we don't have the Lexus model. I think the UX would be perfect for that, or even a new Lexus vehicle like the CT plug-in hybrid wagon would be amazing. But we just don't have that coming for Lexus anytime soon. But I got to cut myself off before I get too far off the rails and get too angry that Lexus has got the shaft over the past few years when it comes to technology and powertrain prioritization. Make sure to watch my driving impressions of the RZ 450e. Well, I can't say anything because I'm still under embargo, but definitely that'll come out tomorrow. But I gotta shut myself off. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.